everybody? I'm here today to talk to you about 8 super safety tips for new drivers. If you're a new driver, safety should be the #1 concern on your mind. Even if you're an experienced driver, you should always think about safety first and primarily whenever you're behind the wheel. But if you're a new driver, it is extremely important, and these are 8 of these super safety tips that I came up with. They're probably the 8 most important safety things you can do as a new driver. So let's get right into the video. #1 is obey all road signs. The road signs are not there for fun, okay? I know that you might not agree with every road sign that you see, but they're there for a reason. People who plan out the roads and the safety on the roads, they figure out where road signs are needed for safety, and then they put them there. So even if you might not agree with the slippery when wet sign that you see there, guess what? It's there for a reason. So obey all the road signs, okay? And to be honest with you, as a new driver, you are too inexperienced to know if those signs should be there or shouldn't be there. Trust me, you haven't had enough close calls yet. As soon as you have some close calls, you're gonna understand why those signs are there. Obey all the signs. #2, get rid of distractions. No driver should drive distracted. However, when you're experienced, you can do certain things while driving which will not distract you. Things like flicking through the radio stations to try and find your favorite station, right? You know, things like maybe talking on a hands-free phone call. You can likely do those things as a very experienced driver without taking your focus off of the road. I said hands-free phone call, not on the phone like this, but using like a Bluetooth feature in your car, okay? But as a new driver, like, you can't handle it yet. As much as you might think you can, trust me, you can't. Gain your road experience, and then you can figure out what you can do that will not take your focus off of the road, okay? So get rid of all distractions as a new driver. #3, remember that you're a new driver, okay? And I'm looking at you because when I was 16 and I got my license, okay? I turned 16, I got my G1 in Ontario. Almost 8 months to the day later, okay? Because I did driving school so I could do it, I believe it was after 8 months. Like literally the day that I could get my G2, I booked the test and I got my G2 on my first try. So I got my license and I was still 16, right? I wasn't even close to 17. I was 4 months away from 17. So, you know, I was like, I was really, you know, in that state of mind at that age, you don't remember that you're a new driver, okay? So I'm looking at you. Yes, you over there, that you just got your license, okay? And you think you're like a hot shot behind the wheel. Relax, you're a new driver. Learn the roads, learn the cars, learn how everything happens on the road. It's not about knowing how your car reacts, it's about knowing how every other car reacts. You can learn your car and how it responds, and you can be a great driver. But until you've seen someone almost T-bone you, until you've seen someone where you're stopped at a red light and then they just rear-end you, right out of nowhere, until you've seen an accident happen, until you've had to slam your brakes because someone tries to cut you off, you won't know the severity of what can happen on the road. So just remember that you're a new driver, and remember that these things can happen, and you got to be ready for them at all times. #4, which is, you know, hand in hand with #3, which is remember that you're a new driver. #4 is anticipate other drivers' behavior. If you're driving, you need to anticipate what other drivers might do, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to assume what they're going to do. If someone has a right signal on, you're not going to assume that they're going to turn. You're going to anticipate that they're going to turn. This way you think they're likely to turn and you're ready to react if they do actually turn like they seem like they're going to do, but you're ready in case they don't turn. Because I'm telling you, I've seen a number of times, I've been part of it, where I'm driving straight, this person has a signal on, so I think that they're turning, and then they just drive straight. And it's like, well, thankfully I didn't go and assume that they were going to turn, because then I would get into an accident, right? So just never trust other drivers' signals and stuff like that, but use it to anticipate what they're going to do. #5, slow down, okay? I know you probably used to walking and bike riding before you got your license, right? And then all of a sudden, or, you know, rollerblading, scootering, whatever the case is, you're used to doing these things that generally are slower speeds than driving a car. Then all of a sudden you got this, you know, power behind you. And especially if you have a car with a lot of power, okay? Especially if you have a car with a lot of power, slow down. Just drive slowly, okay? Speed is something that you have to understand and become friends with before you use it, okay? Even driving with the flow of traffic, if the flow of traffic is faster than the speed limit, as a new driver, I would not recommend driving faster than the speed limit if it's the flow of traffic. Drive up to the speed limit. And especially slow down if it's rainy weather like it is right here, right now, or snowy weather, or foggy, or hail. Slow down. Just please slow down, okay? Don't drive fast, especially as a new driver. Don't drive fast in general, but especially as a new driver, don't drive fast. Yes, I just got my voice back after losing it for like a week. So I'm going crazy with filming now, and that's why my voice is cracking when I go to the top like that. Anyways, number 6, always wear your seatbelt. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that I'm in a parking lot right now, in a parking spot. If I was to just reverse to the spot over there, and there's nobody else here, there's literally no other moving vehicles in the parking lot. There's only a truck that's been parked here for like the last few months. So like that truck's not going anywhere. I would put my seatbelt on just to reverse over there, like to the other end of the parking lot right behind me. Always wear your seatbelt. Whenever your car is in any gear other than park, wear your seatbelt. I'm not exaggerating. If I'm in my driveway and I'm moving my car up 6 inches because I parked it too far back, okay? I put my seatbelt on because it's a habit. Build the habit of wearing your seatbelt. Number 7, learn the car buttons. Now, every car is going to be different with regards to the buttons. Yes, many cars are going to be similar, but the placement of those buttons will be different. There's a few buttons that seem to be different on every car. The hazard button is usually located in a slightly different position. The climate controls are usually going to be different with regards to how they work, and then the radio controls also. So learn all the buttons. Yes, it's important to learn all the buttons on the side, and all the extra buttons that are specific to that car, but generally, like, the windshield wipers are going to be very similar in all cars. The turn signal lever is going to be the same in most cars, at least. The shifter in most cars is going to be the same, and you're going to learn it quickly. All of these extra buttons, learn them, okay? Learn all of the car buttons, but definitely the ones that are different from car to car, learn them specifically, because you might need to use them when you're driving. Like, you might need to put your hazards on when you're driving, and you don't want to look for the hazards. You just want to be able to just boop, boop, just push it like that, okay? Number 8, last but not least, number 8, the 8th super safety tip for new drivers is adjust according to the road and weather conditions. This is the number 1 thing. Until you're experienced, you don't know how dangerous it is to drive in the rain. You don't know how dangerous it is to drive in the snow. You don't know how dangerous it is to drive in the fog until you're driving in the fog and you're like, whoa, there's a car right there that just popped up. Okay? So I'm trying to save you from those close calls by telling you, as soon as the road conditions or the weather conditions are not ideal, you need to adjust. Slow down. Just slow down, increase your following distance, take your turns at a slower speed, drive at a slower speed, make all of your maneuvers, like your lane changes and your turns, much smoother because they're slower, okay? Just really adjust according to the road and weather conditions. If the road conditions are ideal, if it's dry roads, you're not driving on a dirt road, you're driving on regular pavement and it's dry, everything looks fine, then you can drive at sort of the normal, regular flow of things. However, as soon as things are not ideal, you need to adjust. That is a key factor there. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.